Yara, welcome to Year 1 English lesson on understanding emotions here on Kondamuka country. I'm your pre-service teacher, Miss Annika. The lesson focus is on at 2 and 3.5 teaching standards. This continues from previous lesson reading from the happy emoji where happy and sad emotions were introduced. The lesson covers the ACARA curriculum code AC9E1LA01 from English Year 1, Literacy, Speaking and Listening, Interacting. The learning intentions seek to have students able to describe and identify some key emotions. With the success criteria, I will be able to describe and demonstrate an emotion. The lesson is a combination of learning styles specifically tailored to support two learners. Introducing William. William is gifted and talented student who struggles for confidence when presenting in large groups but enjoys small peer group activities. Alina has English as a second. Alina is encouraged by social interactions. A hook engagement strategy was used during the introduction. Students were instructed to collect at least one image emotion hidden in the classroom and return to the circle to share their knowledge with the class. This demonstration of story sharing that Yakapora and Kirby 11 outline from the 8 Ways framework approaches literacy through an audible narrative. This teaching strategy benefits Alina through audible and visual cues, practicing English by listening to peers, and verbal communication opportunity. Kinesthetic learning advantages EALD to do rather than to communicate through written or oral language confirms Giligianani. Visuals used in our past lessons were introduced in the search quest to support Alina as Herzenberg affirms activation of prior knowledge builds confidence to proceed. Use of the visual and audible communication supports oral and written language skills. William, for a higher level language, emotions were used. Opportunity to articulate his higher order thinking to the group in an informal manner. Vygotsky argues that the opportunity to discuss enables William to organise his higher order thinking into unified speech. Collaboration with peers such as the circle from 8 Ways story sharing of Yakapora and Kirby creates a learning environment where students are excited to share what they do know to build confidence. The opportunity to gain prior knowledge through this hook activity will provide scaffolding for individual learning, supporting 1.2 knowledge of students to support learning from ATSL in the lesson. Explicit teaching is used to demonstrate the main lesson activities. Alina is supported through my use of key terms from prior lessons and repetition with visual aids. Tompkins and others affirmed that explicit teaching strategies support students who have difficulty with English. For William, Hattie details that the use of explicit teaching directs him to a clear understanding of learning objective to enable him to independently achieve. Full of students learning a topic, differentiation supports multiple opportunities for understanding to be reached at differing levels as Churchill and others examine. Differentiation supports to personalise learning to see that no child is left behind, Tomlin exclaims. Classroom adjustments made in the lesson are to ensure that we meet them a pathway declaration. Goal 1, to promote excellence and equity. Holistic approaches to lesson planning for William and Alina seek to empower the learners. Carol Tomlinson encourages that personalising the manner the content is delivered empowers all learners to fulfil their potential. Enjoys language and can deeply consider key concepts. High order activities included in the lesson plan to promote challenge and engagement as Bloom's taxonomy describes. These pre-prepared questions cater to classroom differentiation. For Alina, these questions include less complex language such as happy and sad, with the visual cues similar to the introduction hook. Modelling strategies demonstrate with visual and auditory instruction. The task is broken down and then repeated with peers modelling around her. Offering multiple visual cues supports her understanding, enabling Alina and her classmates to understand what is expected for them to achieve. By Quinn and Driver confirmation. Modelling in collaboration with peers supports William's expressive higher order language abilities. By Gibson. Formative assessments have been used throughout my lesson through observations during class, open-ended questions, informal tasks and presentations. Thumbs up, thumbs down questions quickly support me to assess the student's comprehension during the lesson, as Hal determines it to guide this and future lessons. The product has been adapted to ensure a wide variety of formative assessments and feedback is offered to provide varied opportunities to meet each child's skills and abilities. With the ability to quickly grasp new information with advanced reading and comprehension skills, Vygotsky confirms William requires higher level material to challenge and engage him. Adjustments to the complexity of the type of emotions and their language to describe them were made in all activities. Particular opportunities to express the emotions via an iPad extension game were offered. Scaffolding to offer differing levels of adjustment encouraged William to achieve higher standards to reach his potential, as Vygotsky authorizes as an effective way to challenge all abilities. The hook activity supported students' confidence, such as Alina, as Heisenberg confirms this engages them and activates students' ability to progress. Through peer and teacher feedback and assessment tasks, students are provided with probability of students connecting relatability through that support cognitive function, as Redmond and Allen confirm. Observations in the class complete formative assessments along with open-ended questions allows me to deem if the content is understood by the students to guide me to progress the lesson, as McLeod and Reynolds affirm. Additional time allocation for completion of work for Alina and additional visual cues prior enable a rich opportunity for understanding. Confirms that students learn at almost double the speed of others when formative assessments are tailored to the individual.